Is there anything more capitalist than a peanut with a top hat, cane and monocle, selling you other peanuts to eat? Now, I'm assuming that none of you knows who Mr. Peanut is, correct? Anyone?
Yeah.
One, two, a few of you. Okay, but let's be equitable. Let's let everyone in on the secret. So, Mr. Peanut is the mascot of a company in the United States called Planters Peanuts, one of the biggest purveyors of peanuts. And the mascot, Mr. Peanut, is dressed very handsomely. So you imagine a peanut in a tuxedo, very nice suit, and the peanut is Elon Musk, or something like this. Anyway, recently there was a big magazine article about Mr. Peanut in the United States, reported by an intrepid team of walnuts and pistachios who went undercover into one of Mr. Peanut's warehouses. And what they found was truly horrific. They found peanuts in white smocks, smeared with peanut butter, shelling other peanuts at gobsmacking speed, while peanut overseers stood on steel catwalks above with tasers, ready to give a shock to any peanut who fell behind on their quota. Bad news. And yet, can you really blame Mr. Peanut? He's just trying to make sure that, we all get same-day delivery of our peanuts. He's just trying to ensure, God forbid, we have to shell our own peanuts. We're all obsessed with streamlining our lives. I was no better. I clicked, I scrolled, I swiped. We genuflect at the altar of those who have built multi-million-dollar empires to streamlining, to tidying. And I want us to consider where that has us headed. The year is 2035, 2035. Marie Kondo holds up the condemned man to the crowd. To the crowd, does this man spark joy? Does this man spark joy? The crowd jeers, no, he does not. The crowd jeers, no, he does not. Does this man spark joy? Does this man spark joy? The crowd jeers, no, he does not. He does not. And she nods silently, 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 and throws him into the pit. So, which reminds me, it is also acceptable to boo. Because I already feel a great deal of warmth from all of you, and I want us to have an honest relationship. And so, I appreciate the applause, but I also think we cannot hide things from each other. And so I just want to recommend that we practice booing right now. So, Köln, you're too nice. You're incredibly generous people, so let's be a little bit more vitriol. Okay, fantastic. Now, on the subject of booing, my daughter stands in popsicle print pajamas, tears flooding her cheeks. She says, "Papa, to read the Big Red Barn." I say, "Well, we have to check for badgers first," and I hold the toothbrush in her direction. And she says, "You don't want to check your badgers." Her inverted pronouns, a reminder that she's 2 years old. And she bats the toothbrush out of my hand, darts out of her bedroom, through the kitchen, into the living room, where she begins to run laps, and she begins chanting in a manic waltz tempo, "No badgers, no badgers, no badgers, no badgers." Now I take a breath, and I gather all of my calm and loving, yet firm and authoritative parental energy, and enter into a negotiation with my toddler. Now, supposing I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. What if we were to check your badgers, brush your teeth, and then read the Big Red? "Papa, to read the Big Red Barn right now!" She screams, runs into her bedroom. Keening collapses dramatically onto the bed. Finally, she consents to brushing her teeth. And we begin to read The Big Red Barn by Margaret Wise Brown, one of the classics of American children's literature, which begins, "By the big red barn in the great green field, there was a pink pig who was learning to squeal. There was a great big horse and a very little horse, and my daughter has fallen asleep. And as I sit in the corner watching her, overwhelmed by love, that phrase keeps resounding in my head. Right now, right now, right now, right now. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to teach my child that patience is a virtue. And yet, everything in our modern society is signaling the opposite. We're constantly being pummeled with the message that to be patient is to be left behind in a world that will not wait. And I bought into this too. I clicked, I scrolled, I swiped. I was an addict. And yet, as destructive as I knew all of this to be, I couldn't find the exit. I couldn't find the escape route. I was stuck in a recursive loop of what we might think of as technological inevitability. The fatalism that had me bitching about Twitter on Twitter. And so I thought, well, maybe we don't need more technological pessimism. We need a positive alternative, an analog alternative. And so it was that I decided that in order to better understand our relationship to technology and our obsession with convenience, I would leave it all behind. For a year, no email, no smartphone, no social media, no late night browsing on the Pasta Granny's YouTube channel. And so on November 3rd, 2019, I tucked my iPhone into a drawer, slapped an auto-reply on my email address, and began my year of analog living. I'm sitting on a miniature cherry-colored plastic chair on the porch of our new home in Portland, Oregon, which is not on fire. In fact, last night, rain began to fall. It was the first substantial rain of winter, and we were all relieved after the inferno that had burned through bush and briar. And we sang la-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da, la-ba-da-da-boom. Sky. I'd call it Crayola violet, while the complex chord of a train doppers in the distance for everyone to hear. And across the street, a man in hot pink Raingear sleepwalks his dog in the lavish morning quiet with plastic stuffed in his ears. We sang la-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da, la-da-da-da-boom. Well, the trucks jutted down the city block. Young men bottle boxes full of almond milk and cell phone chargers packed up in the skin of dying trees. Baby, if that ain't progress, then what's it gonna be? And we sang la-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da.